Hi all, this is E for eminywizard.com and marketwizards.com, and it's the 1st of December 2016. Been a while since I did a video or even made a few posts, so I thought I'd get back on the horse and do my best to get back in the game. For those of you who sent me notes and emails, I thank you very much. A few people asked where I've been. It's been a challenging time for me. My mom was 95 years old, passed away November 11th, and it was a very emotional time for me, and I'm still dealing with it, as I expect it will take some time. But nevertheless, it's time for me to get back into the game a bit, and so here we go. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing in the markets. First, let's take a look at today's action. This was one of the first charts that I posted today. Getting back into my analysis, I looked to see where I thought a typical support zone would be. Logically speaking, it should be around this 87.5 big pivot zone to this 92 region. And I felt that would be the primary test coming south. If we could get through that zone, then of course it would open up that 80 area where there is still a gap remaining. This was last week's high, got taken out and just marginally. So it looked to me like this was a retracement type trade going back to find support. So this I put out early this morning, and bias was to come back and test this 92 to 85 range. 85.5 was actually T2 today. And going into lunch, if we looked at the 15-minute Globex chart, which is our typical base chart, use that day in and day out for day trading purposes. This is the Globex version. Note that we had a stall yesterday towards the end of the day, and I considered this to be our resistance zone. That's why I've got these arrows drawn here. And we had an overnight bounce and an early bounce this morning into that 03 zone, about 10 points off the highs. And then we came southwards, and the first target really I was looking to see was, can we take out S1, support 1 in this 92 to 91 range. And this was basically coming into the lunchtime. When we took out this 92 zone, this is that 15-minute Globex. We want to look back to that chart that we had shown earlier, where we had the support zone towards that 87.5 big pivot. So I consider this our aggressive support zone, and this 2016 target for the year, theoretically 2209.75 to 1575. We're substantially there. Doesn't mean we can't go higher than that, but it means that there's certainly going to be some traders looking at this area to take some profits and cover. We've come a long way in a short amount of time. And we can see at lunchtime how we slice right through that 92 zone, and we come down and test that, heading towards that 88 to 87.5 big pivot. And S2 today, interestingly, was 2186. And this is an RTH chart. It's a 30-minute variety, and I always look to see both varieties, not only the RTH, but the Globex. You'll see things that you won't see if you just use one style of chart. In here, we can pick up that gap area at 80. This was the carrot that I talked about today, that a lot of traders would be looking to hopefully get down there and close at. I thought that would be the carrot that would catch a few traders off guard. We'd had a pretty substantial run, 2-day run, and I thought we'd get some profit taking. My assumption was that that 82 would be supportive for anybody looking to buy that 85 to 88 zone for a potential push into the close, which would be a 2-day profit taking swing. And if we look at a big picture chart, we can see where we had the lows earlier this year in June. We had a really nice pullback And then we had that washout overnight, very sharp drain of all of these traders had lost everything and probably capitulated in here. And then we got right back here. This gap remains open. This is a huge gap that needs to get filled someday. Truthfully, I'm surprised that we were able to leg off of this quite so viciously and take out the high and run to here so fast. I thought we'd spend a little more time back here messing around, but you know, obviously with my situation, I wasn't even trading. But that did surprise me when I noted this kind of a push to get our secondary high so far. So we're looking at these previous areas, and this looks like it will be a retest of that zone, certainly, that we need to pay attention to here coming into that 80 gap, and then we'll see from there. So first line of big support is this 60 zone, and then back in here. So for now, this and that would certainly be last year's high area, that 2134 area. We said pay attention to that. So once above that, this is the new push for the year. So this is a pretty good diagram of that ending diagonal and then the washout and then ferocious bounce. So you want to look at both the small and the large because the bigger players are the ones who really move the market. And a reminder, currently we've got a swing trader special. If you'll go to the Mart and check in for the various offerings we have there, this will describe the current offering we have for swing traders that would like to learn a little more about our system using the E-mini Wizard system for not only day trading but for swing trading. And in my opinion, that would be anything longer than a day hold. It could be 2 days to 5 days, could be longer, but typically a swing trade will be within a week that it will complete, and position trades will tend to take a little bit longer than that. So check us out if you're interested. Get in touch with admin at eminiwizard.com. And thanks for listening. I hope all is well, and we'll catch you on the next one.